housing affordability in Dallas could shrink even more in the next 8 years if the city doesn't do something about it. NBC5's Alana Quillen is live in Dallas for us to explain. Alana, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, that report shows that 1 in 5 Dallas neighborhoods is already in the early stages of gentrification. Places like West Dallas here are in the late stages. And what's even more eye-opening is that this report says that by the year 2032, the typical Dallas renter will only be able to afford 21% of rental units.
Dallas also is not the only place that's going through gentrification. I'll even say that even low price points aren't even being affected. But if you are in the thought process of waiting for prices to go lower, based on the current stats, just based on supply and demand and how many people are coming here and all the infrastructure that is planning to come, new developments and things like that, it does not seem like that is going to be in your favor.
Across the city, and Dallas homebuyers earning the median income will only afford less than 2% of homes. That's according to that report by nonprofit community development organization Builders of Hope in Dallas. JP Morgan Chase invested $500,000 to help fund this study. The report cites rapid growth and gentrification in the city that is pushing property values and housing costs to uncontrollable levels as new higher-end construction reduces the supply of affordable units. They say growth is not entirely a bad thing, but when unchecked, it can put marginalized communities at risk.
Yeah, I can definitely see both sides of the coin. You're seeing changes happen around so rapid that you're seeing new construction homes remodeled, 2024 build, like they're mowing down a lot, and the home next door is a 1,000 square foot home from the 30s. And, you know, nowhere near competing. In some of these cases, that owner wants to stay and wants to stay in the area. So it can be a disadvantage if you are in that position. But it does also offer opportunity depending on where you want to live. If you do want a nice home in an area close to Dallas, and based on maybe not the location specifically, you are getting a decent deal for the quality of home, for the location. It is close to Dallas. And then if it goes to plan 5-7 years down the line, the whole area should, be comparable to yours. If not, more homes will be built that might be bigger than yours. So you can take advantage to that degree. But yes, if it does happen too fast, it can really disrupt the whole entire market. And you kind of saw that in 2020, 2021. So much demand was out in the market. No one wanted to move though at the time. So buyers who had finances on hand or available financing in the background to put better offers on home, quicker closing dates, things like that. That's kind of what you saw. And this market, it is not the same. I'll tell you that.
We feel that there is an urgent need to address displacement pressures for our most vulnerable residents and our most vulnerable communities. And if we fail to take action now, we stand to lose our neighbors and our treasured neighborhoods and cultural enclaves in the city. Because we've seen it happen before with neighborhoods like St. Thomas and Little Mexico, and we don't want to see it happen again.
Now here's a map by Builders of Hope that shows the most vulnerable neighborhoods in Dallas. You can see the darker areas there face the highest risk for residents to become displaced. That includes the Ledbetter neighborhood in West Dallas, Redbird and
Yeah, like you're seeing areas in this region right here of Dallas, homes in the 650s. 599s, brand new 2024 build, beautiful homes too, beautiful homes. So what's going to happen? The same on the west side, not as expensive, but they are getting there, and they are nice homes. They are nice homes. Then what you'll see is, as you can't afford to buy in this area, people will try to buy close to the area, and that of course can make it bad depending on which side of the coin you're on. Maybe you always wanted to live in this area, or you've got family that's always lived in the area, and now all of a sudden everything's new and modern. It's not like it used to be, and sometimes people do not they don't like change.
Southern Dallas and Vickery Meadow in Northeast Dallas. The report also includes policy recommendations for the city and developers to follow to protect residents' rights. Now, we're told Dallas city leaders have responded to these concerns and have expressed commitment to anti-displacement policies over the next several years. You can read more about that report right now on our website.
He kind of said it at the beginning, you know, it depends on which side you are on, right? This can benefit you if you've always wanted to live in Dallas and you're looking for a brand new home and you want it to be 15 minutes from downtown Dallas. There is a possibility for this. Now, are these neighborhoods maybe the best neighborhoods? It's going to depend on what you're looking for in your lifestyle, but things are changing quickly. And this is not only just happening in Dallas, this is happening in Fort Worth as well. So there are opportunities out there. If you have questions or you'd want more information on anything, any opportunities in these areas, feel free to check the description, and my contact information will be down below. Next video is going to kind of be a quick little summary about kind of how the market's going, and then I'm going to react to some of the stuff that they say.
Home buying, a lawsuit change how agents who work on commission get paid, and an interest rate cut changed the minds of both buyers and sellers. Fox 4's Sean Rabb joins us live with more on that. Sean?
Yeah, Blake, you know, options are really increasing and improving for potential home buyers, not just the number of properties available for them to choose from, but also now they get to decide how much their agent will earn for getting them to the closing table. The real estate landscape is shifting. A class action lawsuit charging price fixing against the National Association of Realtors settled with commissions no longer shared between the seller and buyer's agent.
It's not negatively impacting our business. Most of our realtors with Texas Realtors are seeing it as an opportunity more than anything.
Buyers can now negotiate.
I agree 100%. It is opening up the dialogue. Now, you know, everyone knows who's getting what in most cases, and it's still negotiable, right? And it works both sides, right? So as far as changing it, I have not seen too many drastic changes just yet, specifically with the clientele I've been working with. But you are seeing homes that, you know, they're not offering compensation. That was always the case, though. So it just depends on the specific home you're looking for. And luckily, right now, there are more options than really there ever were. So I don't think that's really going to take effect until there's no supply. And I think then you could see crazy stuff like that happen more often. But we shall see.
What percentage their agent receives. Some realtors report prospective buyers don't want to negotiate.
They specifically said that they do not want to see homes that are not offering buyer agent compensation.
In some of these cases, what you are seeing is agents are just putting it in the offer still. But yes, it's still negotiable. The seller can still say no. And on the flip side, yeah, you are hearing that, yeah, if the buyer is, like, if you're saying, if you have to tell your buyer that they'll have to pay the compensation for that specific home, in some cases, they don't want to see that home. In some cases, but it all depends. If they love it, they still want to see it in most cases.
So if they're responsible, if they're going to end up being responsible paying for my professional fees, then they don't want to see that home.
Statewide, prices down just a little. Selling has slowed. Worries about the economy, plus growing insecurity around the coming presidential election, in part to blame.
No, year over year, it's softened. I think we're down about 4% in the Dallas MSA. So that's where I say I think we've seen the demand wane a little bit, but we've also seen an uptick in inventory. So we're almost at 4 months inventory in most of the marketplaces here in DFW.
And that's kind of where I'm saying there's a lot of opportunity, right? And not just not just like remodeled homes, but homes that have been on the market for a long time, homes with a lot of equity in them, or have been built or been owned for more than, 15, 20 years. There is a lot of opportunity just because there's double the options you had to choose from last year.
I must think that an even market is 6 months of inventory, so we're still below that, but We all remember back in 2020 and 2021 where there were hours of market availability where you had multiple people going after a home. So a lot of consumers are excited about having more choices on the market and not having to make a split-second decision.
Sellers.
And then when you have more choices, you have a little more negotiation power. When you have a little more negotiation power, it can help you, right? You can get in with no closing costs depending on the price point. Of course, if you're buying an $800,000 home, most likely you're not going to be able to have all your closing costs paid for, right? Depending on how much you're going to put down and whatnot. But under 300,000, under maybe even 350,000, it could be possible, depending on the situation. And in all cases, it just depends on the seller, when they bought the home, how badly they need to move, and their goals.
Are making decisions. In the last 24 hours, 1,000 homes in DFW have posted price reductions. Mortgage rates also dropping, now at 2-year lows, but still well above the rates we saw during the pandemic.
But now you're starting to see where people have said, let's go ahead and price it accordingly based on the market attention and that rate adjustment.
Yeah, you're seeing, I mean, just right now within the last 7 days, I only know this because I saw it this morning, but over 3,700 price reductions within the last 7 days. So now that's the whole MLS, but lots of people are still overpricing and still lots of people are dropping price. And that's because they do have a decent amount of leeway to go down. And in some areas, the growth, and in some areas, the pricing still has not truly adjusted.
That happened.
A half-point reduction in the interest rate, the first cut in 4 years, with maybe another drop year's end.
And that's exciting for buyers who are having to spend a lot more money to get into those homes. They have options, they have resources. Sellers are willing to be a little bit more negotiable right now.
Yeah, across the board, you are seeing a lot of opportunity now. Depending on your situation, it may not be the best time to sell, but you are seeing in certain areas homes go in days. If it's priced right, location is right, and the home is beautiful, it still is going to get a lot of attention because there still are serious buyers, especially at higher price points. There still are serious buyers out there in the market. There's still investors shopping around, whether you think there are or not. And overall, I would say it really is looking up. You know, I can't say for 2026, but for 2025, it is looking like a very positive year for the real estate market in DFW. If you found this information helpful, if you're feeling the vibe, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions at all. And if you want to have a call or a chat, I'll have my email down below. Shoot me an email and then I can give you my phone number, or you can just Google my name and give me a call. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching, okay? You guys have a great week, and I will catch you next time. All right, later.
Century 21 Real Estate. Move fearlessly.